it's Samantha from Jessima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you 3 different methods for creating skinner blends from polymer clay. Now, to start off with, we're going to start with the easiest one and the one that you're probably going to use the most often, and for that I'm going to be using black and white polymer clay. Now, essentially what you want is your chosen colours rolled out on whichever setting of the pasta machine you want, conditioned and ready to go. And then from there, you are going to cut them into a square. And you want to get it as close to a square as possible. You could alternatively cut it into a triangle. I just find that cutting it into a square is generally more easy than trying to cut it into a triangle, because then once you've got it in a square, you can cut that in half, take that and fold it over, and that is going to create one of the triangles for your blend. And then you're going to do the same thing for your other one, and what I generally do is once I've created the triangle for one, I will grab the other one and just cut it so that it's double stacked, place that down, lay the one that I've already created over the top, and then trim it so that they both are the same size. And hold on, yeah. And as I said, this is going to be the one that you use the most often. It's not exactly the quickest, but it's the one that doesn't require a lot of tools, and it gives you a pretty good result. Alright, and there we go, and there. Once you've got those 2 triangles, you'll then separate them, and then you're going to pop them together to create a 2-piece skinner blend. And what you want to do is you don't want to put them straight together so that they create a square, because then you're not going to end up with a pure version of each colour. You want to actually offset it so that you have a little bit of each of the colours hanging off from the sides. And then you're going to trim that away. So you want to actually end up with a rectangle at the end of this. Then you can use your roller, but I'm going to show you how to do this with your pasta machine. First thing you're going to do is pinch that together so that they stick. And then you're going to take that over to your pasta machine. And this is what a pasta machine looks like. You have a dial on the one side with your pasta machine settings, and you can see there, hopefully you can see it's got number 1, and then mine goes all the way up to 6. You do get pasta machines that go up to 9, or some where you can vary the settings, but this is the most basic pasta machine you're going to have. There also is a handle off to the side here, and that you're going to use to roll. Alright. And all you're going to do is you're going to have it on the thickest setting of your pasta machine. So let me just set that. And then you're going to roll that through. Like so. And then you're going to fold it. And you're going to roll it again. And then you're going to repeat that motion over and over again. And that is what's going to create your blend. And you can see here that it's starting to blend through. Just keep folding and rolling. And it's okay, you can fold it this way or you can fold it that way. The only way that you don't want to fold it is so that the 2 colours are touching. You don't want to do that because then you'll end up just mixing the colours together. You want to keep it so you have a pure colour on either side. And then you just continue that motion. And generally it will take between 10 to 15 rolls, give or take. And there we go. And that's what you should end up with. And now it is quite normal for the clay to expand out like it is. And it's gone essentially the whole length of my pasta machine, and it will stop at that point. If you find that this is too wide for you, here is a little trick to prevent it from doing that. What you can do is you can actually use a block of clay as a width guide. You just place that down, and let me just shorten this up very quickly. Just take that, and I'm just going to squish it, and this will shorten it up pretty easily. But you would want to implement this trick before it gets this wide, but you can shorten clay up quite easily by just kind of sticking and pushing it back together again. But let me just get it down to the correct size and then I'll show you how this works. There we go, and that's a bit shorter. And what you'll do is you'll just continue folding it like you would usually. You place that through and continue rolling. I might even stretch it a little to get it there. And once it gets and starts butting up against this, it will actually prevent the clay from going wider. And it creates kind of a width guide, which can be quite helpful. It can be a little messy, it's not exactly the best kind of width guide. A metal one works better if you can get one actually, but this is a good makeshift version. But that's basically how you create a very basic two-part skinner blend. Now I'm going to show you how to create a multi-blend or multi-color skinner blend using tools. And for this next blend, I am going to be using 4 colors. However, you can use as many colors as you want. The colors that I'm using are all primo again. It's orange, sunshine yellow, magenta, and purple. And for this technique, I'm going to be using a skinner blend cutter. You can use any triangle cutter you want, but this is one of the cutters from my skinner blend set, which makes making skinner blends quite a bit easier. Because instead of having to cut out the triangles by hand, you can just use the cutter to very quickly and efficiently cut out triangles that are all exactly the same size from your pieces, like so. And then just grab that clay and, like you did before, just lift away the excess, and that is going to go back in to your packaging so you don't have any waste. And then the same as previously, you're going to take all of those and you're going to place them together. Now, because you did use a cutter, there is going to be a little bit of residue on your tile, so I recommend picking those up first, using your tissue blade to just run over the tile to pick up that excess, and then going and taking these triangles, and then you're going to be alternating them like so. And you could do this with the previous technique as well. You're just going to need to cut out each of those triangles by hand. And then you just place them all down like so. And then squish the edges up against each other so that they stick. Okay. And then you can use your blade to just pick it up on the bottom and fold it in half, like we did with the previous one. And then it is the exact same technique. You're just going to bring that over to your pasta machine. Just bear with me for a moment while I grab that. You'll take that and you're going to pop that through your pasta machine. Now I'm working with a small amount of clay, so I'm actually going to bring my machine down by 2 settings, down to the middle, like so. And then you're just going to fold and roll. And if you have these little tail ends, just fold them so that they don't create little tails, and instead it becomes one piece. And if you don't want to use the clay block method, you can also butt it up against the side of the pasta machine, roll, fold, rotate, press it up against the side, roll, fold, rotate, and that can also keep it from extending too much. And then you're just going to repeat that, and it's essentially the same as the other. You can see there that is already starting to blend. Now, with skinner blends, you can stop at any point. Sometimes different techniques require you to have a full blend, like I showed before, and sometimes other techniques, such as for instance an ikat cane, will actually require you to stop the blend at this point where it's still kind of blocky. So don't be afraid to experiment around and stop blends at different roll points. Because they can be used in just about any technique. Skinner blends are a very basic technique that is used widely across different polymer clay projects. But you can see there how that has already started to create a pretty even blend. I'll continue rolling that until this is smoothed out completely. And there we go, that's how it should end up looking. And I've rolled this out so that it is a little thinner so you can see that blend a little better. But that is basically how you create a multi-part Skinner blend. And keep in mind you can either use the cutters for that or you can use the cutting out triangles by hand. And the same goes for the two-part blend, you can either use cutters for it or you can cut it out by hand. And now we're going to move on to the last method. Okay, and this next one is what I like to call a lazy day blend, which is essentially where you want a Skinner blend nice and quick and aren't too worried about the results being super perfect. And all you need to do essentially is grab your colours of clay. I haven't even conditioned them. You're just going to take those straight as they are, or you can take them already conditioned, and you're just going to roll them into rough tubes. And I've got too much clay here, so I'm going to roll out my tubes and then just trim away because I don't need as much. But you're just going to take those and just roll them out into tubes like so. And then you're going to take those tubes and you're just going to pop them together. And then just squish that, and you can give it a roll with your roller just to kind of flatten it out and get everything together. And then you're going to bring that over to your pasta machine and you're going to repeat the same process as I have been doing, where you roll it through and you'll fold it and roll it. And it's not going to be as good as the other one because the colours aren't overlapping perfectly. It's going to give you more of a streaked blend rather than a proper full-on transition blend. But it's a really easy way to kind of create a blend without having to go through all the fuss, especially if you don't need it to be perfect. A lot of the time you don't need perfect blends, so it's something to keep in mind. And this is the easiest way to do like a lot of colours together. You could put together like 20 different colours with ease, whereas the other ones you have to kind of calculate how many triangles can go across your pasta machine. This, you just roll those tubes out thinner and you'll get a pretty good result. And you can see there already that it's creating a very nice blend. And there we go, that's how it looks. Now, something to bear in mind is that this technique works best when the colours are all very similar in value. Like all the colours that I picked over here are very pastel, and so they blend together quite well. Whereas something like this blend over here, you might find that the purple dominates a lot over here and doesn't transition over very well. So if you do decide to use this technique, just bear in mind the values of the colours. Something like this won't work very well for a black to white kind of blend, so just try to get colours that are very similar to one another lighting wise, and you'll find that you have the best success when it comes with this blend when it comes to that. But yeah, that is basically it. Those are the 3 different kinds of blend techniques. There is a lot more to Skinner blends than just that. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll get to those as soon as possible. If you have suggestions for future tutorials, that is also welcomed. There will be some more tutorials coming out, such as how to create Skinner blend plugs and bullseye canes, along with how to tint your Skinner blends, because sometimes you might want to take something like this and make it translucent or add a little bit of a metallic hint to it. So there are lots of ways to use different blends, and those videos will be coming out very soon, so keep an eye out for those. If you want to make sure you don't miss it, consider subscribing to the channel, as I do videos like this just about every single day. And yeah, that is just about it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.